Welcome to the first episode, the pilot episode of the podcast. We don't have a name for the podcast yet. I literally just thought about making this podcast like an hour ago. So, yeah. Today we have a special guest from the Philippines. So I'd like you to introduce yourself, tell me your tag, your main, the number of years you've been playing, and a brief history of how you got into Melee.
My tag is Machina. I've been playing since 2015, so it's about to approach 8 years now by I think summer 2023. I main Mars, and I got into melee from playing with someone who used to be rank 2 in our region. He used to bring his laptop to school and we'd play there.
Okay, so this is like your friend, right? Like from high
Yeah.
school or something?
Am I allowed to just drop his tag or what?
Yeah, you can drop his tag.
All right.
don't
I
don't don't
don't want
dox his address though.
yeah. He used to be known as Tipper City, but now he goes by NASA. He doesn't really play melee anymore, from what I know.
Rip. Sorry.
Rip to a legend.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean when I started playing, I also bumped into Tipper City at some tournaments and events. But that was like kind of the end of his melee career, I guess. Right?
The Goat Falco.
Yeah, he was basically the best Falco in the Philippines at the time.
I call him the
Um
Goat.
yeah. So what? So how did you start playing melee? He was your friend, right? And he just like told you to start playing. Like how? Like where'd you get the controller from? How'd you get like? Did you play on a laptop? You said.
Yeah, he brought his laptop to school, and sometimes he'd bring like extra controllers, and we'd just play. It used to be casual before, but it got competitive over time. And I bought my own controller after that and started practicing on my own and stuff like that.
Okay, so I have a follow up question to that. Um, what what was your first event like then? And like who was there and where was it?
Like local event?
Yeah, local event
I think it was in BGC. I'm not. I don't remember where it is, but
in
what
BGC.
was it called?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It was no. What's the old group? Smash Fort.
oh,
That
that was
held
in
on.
BGC. I did not know that.
I think it's BGC. I don't remember it too well, or
Oh,
somewhere in Makati too. But that's the first event. It was called.
and who
I
was
think it was
there?
in
How
the
many
tier
people were
six.
there?
I don't remember, but I met the old guard for PH Melee there, like Leo, Yat. Of course, NASA was also there. Who else was there actually? Jumpy. Oh, Junk, of course, Junk, dude.
Oh yeah, Junk. He was still playing Pikachu
Right.
back then. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
Raiki
that
and
was like
SpongeBob.
2015, I'm guessing.
That's I think 2016 already.
Oh,
We
okay.
didn't join in tournaments until 2016. That's the thing.
Right.
But we started
Okay.
playing in 2015.
Okay. My questions are not fucking ordered. Okay. This is really random, but
Alright.
okay. Just about you, right? Like not really about Melee, but like, could you describe yourself in like 3 words, or like, like your personality and stuff?
Filipino combo master, dude.
That's Oh, I meant three
Three
separate
words.
words. No, like three different
What do you mean three
adjectives.
separate words?
Not three words in one go. I meant like three separate adjectives. Do you know what I mean?
Alright.
Yeah, descriptive words, not a noun. Not like a one noun, yeah.
Should have worded that better. Let me see. Stylish.
I meant it doesn't have to be melee related. That I'm guessing that meant melee related, right? Not like fashion.
Hell yeah. Hell no, dude.
Okay, so melee related, yeah. It doesn't have to be though. So what else?
Slightly toxic.
Slightly toxic,
I know that's
okay.
2 words, but
Okay, and
trying to
then
be accurate here and relatively quiet.
oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd say those are kind of accurate. Relatively quiet. I mean, you're like normal
I'm
in
not
terms.
loud,
You're not
dude.
loud. You're not, but you're like average. I don't know. Maybe a bit quiet. Yeah, I guess.
No, while you guys, when we're in VC and we're just playing melee, sometimes I'd just be dead silent for for like an hour, just playing
So,
while
yeah,
everyone else talks.
that's true. I mean, sometimes you throw in some funny remarks, right? And you giggle a lot.
Yeah, it can't help it, dude.
It's yeah. Machina has this what's it called? Like a
My
unique
patented
giggle or
giggle.
patented, yes, patented giggle exactly.
Mm.
Hopefully we hear some of it tonight. Okay, so let's talk more about melee now. Now that we got to know you a bit and who you are and whatever. What is your favorite thing about like? Okay, so we hosted a local event last. Was that last week?
No,
Or one and a
like
half
10
weeks
days
ago?
ago.
Yeah, 1.5 weeks ago. And what was your favorite thing about that event? Like that one specifically. So that was the Yetis Birthday Bash. Well, I can give some more info about it. So I'll say like there was 30 entrants, right? Or there was
Yeah.
yeah 30 entrants for rivals and melee. I think melee had 26 because there were like some DQs, and then basically all the top melee players from the Philippines were there. The event was called Yeti's Birthday Bash because it was like 1.5 weeks after my birthday. Yeah, what was your favorite thing about that event?
We're not gonna talk about my performance, and I was having a horrible day before I
Yeah,
even
okay.
got to the venue. But
Yeah, I mean,
I really actually enjoyed the crew battle.
oh
Like that
yeah, the
was
crew
really
battle.
hype.
Yeah, we had a crew battle at the end of the event after both tournaments were ran. There was like a
Oh,
6v6, right?
yeah, I think it was 6v6.
And you were the last
Also,
player to play on our team, right? I was in your team.
yeah, yeah, I also enjoyed just watching melee, like you versus Vugsy in Grants and you and Machu in losers finals. I think.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I think those are both good sets.
the crowd was getting pretty what's the word, like hype. They were
They were
getting
rowdy
pretty
as fuck.
rowdy. That was the most like rowdy one we've ever had. Like since is rowdy the right word? I feel like that.
Yes, rowdy is
Okay,
a
yeah,
very appropriate word.
yeah. That was they were the most like in the other two events that we had since the pandemic. They weren't really that like what's the yeah rowdy, but this event for some reason everyone was like super hyped up for some I don't know why, whatever reason. That was pretty cool though to have. I think it's more fun having a crowd like that than like a silent one. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, of course. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want a dead crowd while you're
I
playing
mean, the thing is,
ever.
I can take the heat if people are telling me boo or whatever. Like, people are booing me or like they think I'm doing lame stuff, like back there shine. I think it's funny, like when they boo me
I'd
because
laugh if you back row shine someone in Grants. I would genuinely laugh.
I back there shine someone and then I got booed. I think, and that that was so funny.
I
Um,
wasn't there. I might not have been around at that time because while losers finals was happening, like I think games 1 to 3, me
yeah.
and ISD were getting your tarpaulin from his car. So
All right. Oh yeah. By the way, they because it's called Yeti's Birthday Bash, and it was just like a week and a half after my birthday. We got like, or they got a tarpaulin for me, like a giant. I don't know how big it is. It's like what is it, like 6 feet? It's pretty big, or
it's
like five and a
it's not
half.
taller than me. That's for sure.
It's not taller than you.
Yeah, because I was carrying it by myself.
Oh, okay. So it's almost the same height though, right? It's like almost
Yeah,
5'5" or something like that. And
I'm
like,
like
and it's
five
like
eight, dude.
yeah, it's pretty big. And they got that for me, and they also got like a cake, which was really good. That was pretty fun. I ended up hanging or like taping the tarpaulin to my wall in at home. So like right above my
Yeah,
bed, it's just a picture of me, and it's like really memey pictures, right? Like one of them, I'm like shirtless.
yeah. You should probably post a picture of that somewhere in the interview after
Yeah, I
while
will.
we're talking.
I will. I'll get a picture of it. But yeah, that
That was
tarpaulin was
great, dude.
hilarious. One of the best gifts I've ever had, honestly. Another question I have for you is like, what is your opinion on the SSBM Philippines community? And I know you haven't been in other communities, but like from what you can tell, what's the difference between the SSBM PH community and other ones? Like, maybe like I mean, you can compare it to like Singapore or like other Asian ones, but also to like international communities, right? Like, what do you think is like the big difference, or like what do you think makes our community special or something? You know?
I feel like we're more united in some aspects. Like other countries, I don't really see them I don't know what it's like in their own country servers for Melee, but
Are you talking
we
about
have
like
like
Singapore or like
like
US?
even Japan just goes on unranked, diba?
That's true. Yeah.
Like we'd actually ping for games. Some people would direct message someone,
In the Discord server? Yeah.
yeah, in the Discord server. And I think we're more beginner friendly also. We have tourneys for newer players and just regular tourneys for people who have more experience.
I think
Also have
most
tourneys
communities
for
have like Arcadian type tournaments anyway,
I mean,
you
I don't
know.
think I've ever heard of a Japanese Arcadian or for any other country in Asia.
Maybe
I think
not
Korea.
Japan. Yeah, for Asian countries, yeah. But like I don't think the other Asian countries are like big enough to even host Arcadians in the
Yeah,
first
that's
place.
fair, but that's something we have,
Yeah, that
which I think
is.
is nice, and we get a decent amount of attendees too.
Okay, so that's like a comparison between us and the other Asian countries. But like, what do you think about? I know you've never been been part of like another melee community, but what do you think you can see like from what you can see is the difference between like the Philippines and the U.S. communities, other than like the obvious ones like we're smaller, you know? Like what do you think are like the differences, or what makes? Do you think there's anything that makes that we do better, or like that we're more special in some ways compared to the US or like Europe?
Can't really pinpoint anything, but just this is just a gut feeling. If I ever in a community other than this country, I don't think I'd vibe well with other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it because like because you said you're kind of quiet? Is it like maybe you're shy, or is it more like just the general vibe you kind of prefer it here, or you think you'd prefer
I
it
don't
here?
It's kind of both. I just really prefer it here, and I'm very reserved. I wouldn't go out of my way to hang out with people,
Oh,
and I
okay.
feel like
I see.
it's not gonna happen if I go to another country and play melee there.
Yeah,
I'd
I
probably just go on
honestly,
unranked.
what I find it hard to do in like in the US, like now that I'm in the US, like I don't know anyone, and there's everyone's already got like their groups. I feel like, and everyone's like, there's just so many people. Like I don't know who to interact with. You know, it's kind of
Yeah,
like it's kind of overwhelming actually, coming from a really small community into like a large one. Yeah, like even at Genesis, it was just like me and Salah chilling together like most of the time, and then like we would just leave after we we lost our pools, you know.
yeah. I'd
Um,
imagine it'd be something like that too for me, except I wouldn't have anyone like Saul.
I mean, we bumped into JM Lee actually as well, and Gar. We met them as well. I didn't even know they were going. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw them in the Wikipedia brackets.
Yeah. JM Lee was really nice. She was watching all of our games like through doubles and singles. But yeah, she was really supportive of the Asian scene. And
Yeah, of course
Gar,
should be.
I didn't see him too much. I wanted to watch him. I know he got on stream at one point, but
Really?
yeah, he was on
Hmm.
stream like during the first round of pools, like right before he. I think he played Khalid. Khalid.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I think he lost that match, but that's how he made it out of pools, like the round one pools.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's about done with that question. I have another question for you, which is, what do you think the Philippines community should improve on, like in general, like as a community, not like skill wise or, well, I mean, it could be skill wise, just anything. Like, what do you think we need to improve on, like, to be more like welcoming to new players, or like, do you know what I
I
mean?
think
Like, yeah,
I think I've always had this I thought in my mind that Arcadians don't happen enough. Like I'd want newer players to have a place where they can compete and not worry about running into someone who just outranks them in every way in melee. And those things happen like once every 5 months, and I don't think it happens enough considering that so many people are entering the server and are getting introduced to melee there.
yeah, we're actually getting like a lot of new players now, right? Like, got like Naomi, and then like, sorry to like say your tag, but you know, we got like Naomi, and who else do we have? We have like Sync.
Yes, sync. I mean, even the older beginners are
You even have like
still hanging.
JRS. He's not that active, but yeah, and the old beginners also. They're still hanging around sometimes. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like we definitely need more Arcadian style tournaments or like beginner friendly tournaments. Because like the top 10 of the Philippines, they kind of just like bop everyone else, right? They're kind of just like they're solidly the top 10 and no one else really breaks into it, you know? I
Yep.
mean, or the top 11, I guess, because we should include Agro because he has wins on PR players now on the top 10. But yeah, top 11, whatever. I mean, it's just cuz like Melee has so many levels actually. Like even the ranks 11 to 15, like those people are still like a lot better than brand new beginners, I feel like.
I think there's even ranks in beginners.
Yeah, there are like yeah, there's so many like skill differences but like skill levels between each
Like you can tell
category.
who's geared better than who when you play against them, but it's hard to classify them as someone who's graduated from being a beginner or not.
Yeah, it's hard. Like that's why Ronan like allowed Kaiser in the last Arcadian. Actually, we just had an Arcadian recently, so I think the new TOs who are taking out or who are like taking the what's it called like the mantle after I left or like they're trying to do more stuff for new players, but it just hasn't
I think
happened yet.
to be
But
fair to Kaiser, he's
yeah,
been inactive for a long while and he's switching characters. So
is he switching to Sheik?
he played Sheik only against me the last time I played him.
Oh, okay. Well, he still played Peach the whole tournament, I think, or 90% of the
Yeah.
tournament, the
Maybe he
Arcadian.
just wasn't ready for it in tournament. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, he hasn't played in a long time, and he still won quite convincingly, right? So, like, even though we kind of said he's kind of a beginner, but kind of not, he was also PR'd at one point, like in the last ranking. I don't know. It's hard to
PR
say.
is PR is hard. I think we just needed to fill in the top 15 at that
He was
when he
15th,
was still
right?
new.
So,
Yeah, but we were just he was there and he was active at the time, but I feel like there was a gap between him and the rest at that time pa.
that's true. Yeah, so no more beginner tournaments. That we'll definitely talk to TOs about that. They're already starting to do it anyway, but it's a
Yeah,
good reminder.
I think this is a good step.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question I have is what is the favorite thing about your favorite thing about the Melee PH community?
Obviously the people,
Is that it?
especially
Okay.
the ones I got to
Meet?
meet around when pandemic started. So Roya, Zach, Tax,
Mm.
ISD, Machu, like people like those who
The
are still
rollback
around.
crew, the people who started
Yeah, the
during the
rollback.
rollback. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't, those are the glory days for PH Melee in my mind. Those are fun times. We'd have group battles.
Oh yeah.
We'd have weekly tournaments, and th- those are good times in my mind, and definitely the days I cherished as
Mm.
being part of the Melee community.
Right. So for me, that's like, I mean, the rollback time, or like during the pandemic, that was like a really interesting period for Melee PH because like, um, we got like an influx of just like five really dedicated players or more, right? Like five or six or seven really dedicated players who just like grinded like every single day nonstop for like the whole like a whole year or something. Like that was crazy. I don't
It
think
was a
we're ever
great
gonna get
period.
anything like that again because obviously it was caused by the pandemic. People had to stay home. But
That's
now
true.
people are
That
like
was
busy.
great.
That it was kind of crazy. Like, and those people became like those people got really good real fast.
Like
Even like our
all of
scene
them
was
are still
dead.
top 10.
Yeah, there's all still top 10, and then some of them aren't even playing that much now, and they're still like top 10, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. Like I think like it's so hard to break into the top 10 because of that period where everyone just grinded. Everyone who was in that period basically are top 10 right now, right?
Like the only people who broke through so far are
Pork.
Pork and Agro.
Yeah, Pork and Aggro, the two sheiks. They're the only two people who broke into the top like echelon of PH Melee, I guess.
Yeah.
So credit to those guys. It's very possible for anyone to do it, I think, especially right now because it's easier to improve right now than it was back then. Like, yeah, we took like a year or two to get like to where we were, but during the pandemic. But that's because like we didn't have that many other people to play with. It was just us and the rollback crew. I feel like
Yeah.
now there's like more people playing and it's easier to find games. In the Discord, of course. Unranked is it's okay, but sometimes unranked is not really that viable because Asia just has a small community. But I think like yeah, now is it's so much easier to get better at melee. You just and you can ask questions. Like most of us, we don't always know the answer to everything because obviously we're not like pros. We're not like I only got 257th in Genesis, right? But um, we have like we can answer most of the questions usually like with decent
Yeah,
back
that's actually what
like
I told
backing.
Mayu when I was giving him tips about Mars. Like, it's better for you to get bodied by someone you know than some asshole in this in unranked.
That's true as
He's
well.
telling you lol and bad connection every game.
Is that
Like, yeah,
okay? I mean, honestly I think Asia is more of a respectful region compared to the NA, probably EU as well. Like
it is.
it's like I think Asia in general is just like the culture
Yeah, but
also, you know.
shitters will be shitters, man.
Yeah, that's true. There's always gonna be that one guy or like a couple of them. So yeah. Okay, so and then the final question we have for you today is why do you keep playing melee? Is there something wrong with you?
Dude, there might be. Ever since
Huh?
ever since I picked up melee,
Oh
I've
yeah.
always had this itch to play it,
Oh
no matter how
damn.
long it's been.
Okay.
Like,
So is
don't you
it
have that?
um if I take a break for a while, I'll be like, oh, I want to play melee. But then like sometimes we get burned out, like legit. Like burnout is
I
real.
mean, yeah, you've seen me just go away
But we always come back,
from
right?
and
We
just
always come back.
not interact with anyone for 2 months straight. And I'd come back and like, I want to play melee.
That's true. But what do you think about the game makes you want to play it? Like, is it just? Do you think like the difficulty is a good thing? Like, I actually think that the fact that it's hard is makes it more fun. You know, I know a lot of people are like scared of playing because like, oh, it's too hard, it takes too long. But then it's just like an infinite grind for the forever. You know, it's like I can always get better. I can always do this. I can always practice something. It's not like there's a limit. You know, and I feel like that's
Yeah,
kind of a cool thing. It's not really a negative thing. It's a positive thing.
it's definitely an intimidating game, but I think every hard time for melee is worth it in the end, especially if you grind out and see the results that you can produce.
Like doing your first wave dash or your first wave shine, like those feel really cool. Or like doing a your first zero to death, doing a new combo for the first time. All of them, they just feel so cool.
Doing Shine Bear on tournament.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, actually, I have one more question. Actually, so this is not planned. I just thought of it right now. Um, I'm sorry to bring it up though. I know you don't want me to bring it up, but what
Oh
happened
my
in that set
god.
versus Machu? I didn't see it. I wanted to see it. That set, like at the last local. I know it was. I heard it was 3-2 and like last stock, but like what happened in that
Uh,
set?
I've been telling everyone, dude, I'm due to lose one of those sets with these days.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So you're
it could have
expecting,
happened. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I thought it was gonna happen eventually. Like, I told Machu, like, I think half a year ago that he's probably gonna beat me within the next 5 sets, and I think I was right in the end.
Oh, was that
But
during the league when you told him that?
it wasn't the league. I think it was one of the Yeti weeklies
Oh, okay. Yeah.
that I ran into him.
Okay.
But
Yeah, because
I don't really
Machina
feel bad about
has a
it.
spotless record against Machu until the last local event where he lost for the first time. I mean, I'm
I have
getting
a
scared of
spotless
Machu
record
too.
against a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. Machina has a spotless record against a lot of people, but he lost like once to Zach in the last local and once to Machu in the last local.
Like,
I think that's
I
it
think
though,
there's
right? And
I
tax
think there's two people who I have
negative.
not negative, just sussy record, like more than 2 set loss.
Mm,
It's you
and
and
tax.
Tax.
Yeah.
I
I
think I've
mean,
dropped like 3 sets to Tax.
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's it. If you have anything else you want to say or anyone you want to shout out at the end of this podcast, feel free right now. Please shout out someone, like even if it's someone who won't watch it. Just make it up.
Uh, Machu. I'm
Okay.
episode 0, by the way.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Is that it? Do you have anything
God,
else to say?
to the people watching this, especially the beginners of Melee. Don't quit, dude. Please. We need more new players. And if you want advice from anyone, just go up to anyone in the top 10 and I think they'd help you with it.
Damn. Okay. Thank you, Machina, for your time, and thanks for being part of the Unnamed podcast, the pilot episode. That's it for
Patreon
now.
only.
Huh?
Patreon only episode.
Yeah, Patreon only, of course. All right, that's it for now. Thank you, and goodbye, guys.